Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be installing my custom carbon fiber steering wheel for my G80 M3. So stay tuned if you guys want to see the installation process. Alright, so because we're going to be working with the airbag, first step is going to be disconnecting the battery. The birds, oh my gosh, okay. So to get to the battery, it's going to be in the trunk of the car, and I'm using a flathead screwdriver to pick up this carpet, and then we're going to take this out of the trunk. Okay, so now we're going to take a 10 mil and we are going to disconnect the battery. All right, now I'm going to move into the inside for the actual steering wheel removal process. So I'm going to show you guys how to get that off. First things first, you want to remove the airbag from the stock steering wheel. And this is kind of sketchy because you kind of have to make your own holes. So you definitely don't want to mess this up. However, it is really helpful because there's like a slit and kind of like a little like line of where you want to do this at. So I'm going to show you guys that. All right, and like when you guys feel the spring, you can kind of like feel the edge of it. You like push in and then you can pop the airbag off. And then here we have that. So last step to actually getting this airbag out of here is, as you guys can see, we have the clips in here. We're going to disconnect this one. All you do for this clip is push it down and you can take it right out. So now with the airbag out and everything, we're going to work on getting this steering wheel off. And first we have to take out these clips. Okay, one, and then these are pretty easy. You just kind of like push and pull. All right, now that everything is disconnected, the last thing we have to do is take out this 16 millimeter bolt. So I'm going to do that, and then you should be able to take off the whole steering wheel. So now with a 16 mil, you are going to loosen that bolt. Okay. As you guys just saw, this was very tight, so we had to call in some manpower for this, and I'm going to be real with you guys on that, but now that it's actually loose, I can get it out the rest of the way. So now we have to get the paddles off, and that T25 or that torque screw is like back in here, so I'm just gonna unplug the M1 and M2 really quick. Alright, so now that you get the connectors out of the way, you can actually see the torque screw. You're gonna take a T25 Torx and unscrew that bolt. Now with the screw out, you're going to, this is the plug for the paddle shifter, so we're gonna undo this and then we can get that off. With that disconnected, you can take the paddle out and you can kind of just feed it through this hole back here, and now we have the first paddle out. So now just repeat that process on the other side. Now with both paddle shifters out, we can take off the steering wheel. Alright, so now we're going to take the stock steering wheel, and I'm going to need all of these goodies on the inside, so we're going to strip this and transfer it over to the new steering wheel. We're going to take the stock steering wheel and then flip it around and start transferring everything over. So as you guys can see, we have T25 Torx again, so we're going to remove these two first. And this is going to start the removal of the carbon fiber trim. Alright, and then when you flip it back around, we have more T20s inside. We're going to remove those. And I'm trying to be careful with this carbon fiber trim so I don't scratch that. Now I'm going to start getting the steering wheel trim off. You literally just start pulling on it and there's clips and you'll hear them pop out. This side's done. I'm going to work on this side. Alright. So now, once you yank on it enough, it comes out. So here's the trim for that, everything unplugged. Now we're going to work on getting all of this transferred over into the new steering wheel. Okay, I'm gonna take the new steering wheel now and also take that trim off just so it's all ready to be transferred over. Now I'm gonna work on getting the M1 and M2 off. So as you guys can see, this is another, I think, T20 Torx. I'm gonna try that. And then now with the M1 loose, we're gonna do the M2, same thing. So that one out. Okay, now with those loose, we can take off this trim and the M1 and M2. And as you guys can see, the wiring is all through there. We're just gonna save that, keep it together. Now with that off, we're gonna work on getting this driver assist motor out, and it's just another T20 Torx. Now this comes out. So now to get this airbag plate off, you're gonna take a T25 Torx. All right, now I'm gonna continue getting this harness out, and with this, you can just pull up on it, and it should start coming out. All right, with that out, I'm going to take off this clip. And then you're gonna remove this ground. And then remove the ground. And then now you have all of the wiring harness out and the plate. And then I'm gonna set this aside. Now that is completely done and over with. So moving on to the new wheel. All right, so now I'm going to take the wiring harness first. I'm gonna plug in the connector that's plugged in, and then this will go into the same exact spots. It kind of just pushes right in so you guys can line it up. That all snug in there, I'm going to screw the motor back in. Take the airbag plate and put it back on. I'm just putting them on in there loosely right now, and then I'll worry about tightening it down. Now the plate is back on, so like I said, these wires go into all these little, let me put these in the right places. And then we're gonna take the trim piece with the M1 and M2. The trim laid back on there, you're just gonna tighten those T20 screws again. Now I'm just continuing putting the M2s and M1 back on. All right, so now setting this aside, I'm gonna start transferring all of the buttons and stuff from the old trim piece to the new one. For this, you're gonna take a T10 Torx, and all of these little screws that are holding them in, you're going to take those out. And then on this side. All right, so now you should be able to take these two out. And then get all this wiring out. Now you have these pieces, and now I'm gonna get this steering wheel, this heated steering wheel button out, and that is just 2 of the T10 Torx screws. 2, and that comes right out. Now I'm gonna transfer all of this stuff over to the new trim piece. All right, so place those in there. Now I'm gonna tighten those down first, put the screws back in. Now I'm going to put the heated steering wheel button back in. Now those are all in the new trim piece. We're ready to put the trim piece back on. Here's everything back in. This wiring, it's just going to go right over there. But right now we're going to plug in the heated steering wheel. So I'm going to do that right now. Now I'm going to worry about getting this back on. All right, that's clicked in. All right, now that the trim is all clicked in, I am going to work on getting the screws back in. So there's the one on each side. All right, now that everything is back together, it's time to install. Now with everything together, put the wheel back on. All right, now taking the 16 mil bolt, we're going to tighten it Once you secure the bolt, you're going to plug everything back in. So we have this top one on the bottom, clicked in, that one's clicked in, and then I'm gonna work on getting the paddles back on. So you're gonna take one of them and just install it the way you took it off. Now tighten the screws for the paddle shifters. So that one's on, and then I'm gonna do the other one off camera. Now the left paddle shifter is tightened, so plug in these blue connectors. All right, that one's clipped in. With every plug back in and everything good to go, you can finally put in the airbag. So first, plug this in. All right, now let's reconnect the battery. All right, guys, now it is officially the moment of truth. Alright guys, so that is about it for the steering wheel install. If you guys have any questions at all, please drop them in the comments down below. And thank you as always for watching. Have the best day.